Did you dream last night? You didn't? You did. Oh, you prefer not to answer. Well, at some point, you must have dreamt or experienced a dream that stuck with you, where it punctured reality and made you wonder, what could that have possibly meant? You knew it must mean something. It just had to, but you just couldn't figure out what. So, whether that dream was last night, or 5, or 15 years ago, that's you and that's me, are going to work together to reveal what exactly that dream means to you. We're going to dive into your dream world, Jungian style, and I will ask you a few questions, of course, because what would this be if I wasn't asking you questions? This wouldn't exist at all between us, right? We need those questions. And these questions today will help you decode your dream symbols and the spiritual significance of your trip to the other side, the other side, the other side. Is this a dream clinic? Well, it is now. The doctor is in. And I do, as a doctor, temporary doctor, hypothetical doctor, encourage you to keep a notebook, to keep track of your answers. Writing them down is clutch when it comes to revealing your own patterns to you. And it gives you a great benchmark to come back to, as some dreams, they are known to provide glimpses into your future. What a cool party trick, right? You're like, 3 months ago, I knew that I was going to receive a windfall of money. Lo and behold. What's that? What does it mean to dive in Jungian style? Do you know who Carl Jung is? Carl Jung was a Swiss psychiatrist from the early 1900s. He basically said, yo, Freud, love the idea of the unconscious, but what if it's also deeply spiritual, symbolic, and weirdly poetic? Freud was like, nah man, it's just sex. But Jung still believed that our dreams, our instincts, our quirks weren't random. They were messages from a deeper self, trying to guide us toward wholeness. He gave us terms like the shadow, which are the parts that you pretend don't exist. He also gave us terms like archetypes, which are the universal characters who are constantly playing out inside of us, like the hero, the trickster, the wise old woman or man, even the collective unconscious, which is basically the cloud storage of the human soul. And finally, individuation, which is the epic quest of becoming you, the upgraded and self-aware version. That's the point of life, I suppose, right? To upgrade. Anyway, in short, Jung was the original dream decoder, a spiritual psychologist, and he said, your weirdest dream about flying turtles probably does mean something. So, that is what we are going to figure out today, what your dreams might mean. Alright? Are you ready to begin? Do you have a notebook ready, or your phone? Even if you just want to listen and answer in your own mind, totally chill, totally cool, totally Kyle. But if you do have your notebook ready, that's great. Just as long as you're nice and comfortable, that's what counts the most. Nice and relaxed. And I will be writing all of your answers down, actually. This notebook. All your answers are going in here. So, first things first. You are the director of your dreamscape, okay? So let's build your dream world from the ground up. Do you have your dream already ready in your mind, or should I give you a few seconds? let's get started. And remember, you can pause whenever you need to if you want to stop and take notes. Got it? So first, where are we exactly? The setting. Did your dream take place somewhere familiar? Like your childhood bedroom, the janitor's closet, the DMV? Or are we at maybe an underwater rave, in a floating castle, a Mars colony? Where are we? Where did this take place? Got it. Mm-hmm. Well, if it's more familiar, that often means that it's related to a real life situation, okay? And if it's in more alien territory, then that might suggest that you're feeling uncomfortable or out of place. Fascinating, okay? Thank you for that. Our second question. Who is in this dream? Is it friends, family, strangers, lovers, creatures, beings, a celebrity chef riding an ostrich? Who was in this dream with you? Okay. Yep. Oh, okay, that's unique. Yeah. Did you know that every character that you just mentioned, whether it's grandma or a giant talking spider, those were my own, they could all represent an aspect of you or your life. All of them. You. More on that later. Fascinating, I know. Are you ready for the next question? Great. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you in the dream? Are you, like the you are right now? Or are you someone else entirely? Like an animal, maybe you as a child, you as a disembodied floating camera watching everything go down. Pay attention to your dream identity, because it might say a lot about how you see yourself in this moment. So, who are you? This gets more and more interesting and complex. It sounds very complex. And how does it all begin? Like, what's the opening scene? Are you running late? Lost in the woods? Mid-combo with a dragon barista? Starting point. Okay. Right. Huh. Fascinating. The starting point. It's kind of like the opening scene of your psyche's movie. It sets the tone. And it often hints at deeper conflict. The deeper conflict. The fifth question here is my favorite. What was weird? What was weird? Come on, it's a dream, so something has to be off, right? Did gravity stop working? Were all the houses made of cheese? Did your mom turn into a cloud? What was weird? Anything else? I don't want you to ignore the strange stuff. Don't ignore the strange stuff. That's your subconscious throwing symbols at you like confetti. So make sure that you take note of or write down anything that made you go, okay, that was random. So let's recap, shall we? Because there's a lot that we can learn or interpret from those 5 questions. First off, first and foremost, your dream doesn't just pick random scenery because your brain was bored. Alright? The location of your dream is your psyche setting the stage. For example, if you're back at school, you might be feeling some sort of pressure to prove yourself. Or maybe you feel stuck in a test in your waking life. If you're in your childhood home, your subconscious might be dragging up some vintage emotional content from the archives. And if you're in space, again, it's like saying your psyche is saying, hey, we are far beyond our comfort zone right now. Unless you love space. I mean, to me, that one always seems multi-layered. That would mean I'm always outside of my comfort zone, so. But it's still interesting, right? You're starting to get the very seeds of how to start interpreting your dreams. Now, let's talk about the cast of your dream. Did anyone unexpected show up? Your 3rd grade teacher, Elon Musk? Don't be surprised. Your brain runs a full-on psychological improv troupe at night. But here's the twist. In Jungian dream work, every character might actually be you. Yes, you. Yes, grandma, you. Your roommate, you. The robotic government squirrel chucking apples, you. These could all be reflections of different aspects of your psyche. So, if a giant spider was yelling at you in German, don't panic. That might be your inner discipline showing up. Or it could be your fear of being trapped. Or your repressed desire to knit 8 things at once. We'll get into the juicy symbol stuff later. Also, let me say this loud for the dream journalers in the back. No detail is too weird or too small. If the sky was purple and everyone wore just one shoe, yes, that matters. If all the dogs in your dream were singing ABBA, yes, that matters too. Dreams speak in symbols, and sometimes they just want our attention. So if your dream had trees made of pizza, number 1, that is epic, congratulations. Number 2, now I'm starving. And number 3, your subconscious mind might be serving up a metaphor for something layered, indulgent, and cheesy in your life right now. You have to read between the lines and consider what the images symbolize, and then interpret it from there. Remember, dream logic, not reality logic. It's part poetry, part tarot card, part fever dream. Alright, director. You have set the scene. You have met the cast. Now let's get weird. It's time to tune into the emotional soundtrack of your dream, because no matter what happened on the outside, it's about how it felt on the inside. That is the biggest clue here. Are you ready? First question. How did you feel in the dream? Were you terrified? Free? Horny? confused? How did you feel? And did your dreams change as the dream unfolded? Maybe it began peaceful and then it went full chaos goblin. How did it change? What was the arc? Those emotions, they're key. Dreams, they don't lie about how you're really doing. They'll wrap everything up in symbolism, sure, but they will also sucker punch your soul with raw emotion, okay? Second, now, what was the overall mood or vibe? Nightmare, somber and serious, odd and fun, slow-mo existential indie film. How would you summarize the overall mood? Sometimes the tone is even more revealing than the plot. And also, if you can clarify the tone. For example, if it was scary, was it scary because something chased you? Or was it scary because you felt totally alone in a silent room that stretched on forever? Get it? Fear has different tones, and those tones can hit different, right? So can you clarify that overall feeling? Got it. Okay. Third, how did you feel right when you woke up? Were you relieved it was over? Desperate to fall back asleep and finish the dream? Did you wake up crying? That happened to me this morning. Smiling? That happened to me the other day. Maybe you woke up wanting to text your ex. It's never happened to me. But yes, how did you wake up? What did you wake up feeling? Really? Okay. Got it. That post-dream emotional aftertaste can say a lot about how your unconscious is processing things. Fourth, was there a moment that peaked? Like a sudden burst of feeling or a jump scare? Basically a moment where everything felt super intense or real. Was there a moment like that? Okay. Got it. Yeah. That is often the emotional core of the dream. The part your psyche really wanted to underline or spotlight or point to with a big flashing arrow. Like, pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. Okay? And last one for this round. Do any of these feelings that you experienced in your dream, do any of them remind you of something in waking life? Do they? Well, how many of them? There we go. Dreams often echo or exaggerate our real feelings. So maybe you've been anxious lately, and the dream just dialed it up to 100. Or maybe you felt peace that you haven't felt in a long time. And your dream said, hey, remember peace? Yeah, you can still access that. Okay. So, let's pause here, shall we? Just take a breath. Look at what you just wrote, or reflect on what you just thought, and see if there's anything that clicks or surprises you. because this is where the dream starts to whisper or shout, depending on how loud your unconscious had to be to reach you. So let's break it down a little together. Emotions, the secret sauce of dreams. In Jungian dream work, how you felt in the dream often carries more truth than what literally happened. Why? Because the dream might be using wild images, but the feelings, those come straight from the heart of your unconscious. If your dream felt tense, scary, or just off, it might be mirroring stress or conflict that your waking mind is downplaying. And if it felt freeing, or joyful, or magical, that's my want, that could be your soul saying, hey, remember this part of you. Let's bring that back. Also, let's normalize that dreams can be incredibly emotional. You might cry in your sleep, laugh, even feel things that you didn't know that you needed. Dreams are like your psyche's secret therapy session, except the therapist is a shape-shifting crow and the couch is made of lava. Don't overthink it. Just feel it. The emotions you wrote down, those are golden breadcrumbs that lead you to your specific deeper truths. That's right. Are you ready to decode those weird dream images next? Are you? Let's get symbolic, baby. We are going to enter part 3, where we sift through the wild dream images and symbols your brain cooked up, like a late night art film on mushrooms. This is where things get Jungly, aka Jungian, and symbolic. We're not just talking about what you saw in the dream, we're talking about what it means spiritually, psychologically, poetically, metaphorically, potentially prophetically. There's so many lees. First up. What stood out? What were the key symbols or objects or animals or images that left a mark on you? Was there a snake, a locked door, a red balloon floating just out of reach? Maybe a weirdly specific number kept on repeating. Don't overthink it, but just list the visuals that lingered in your mind, even if they seem random or tiny. That is your unconscious highlighter at work. Anything else? Okay. Now, what do those symbols that you just mentioned, what do they mean to you? Forget Google and forget dream dictionaries for a second. Don't go there. Just ask yourself, when I think of whichever symbol that you choose, insert that symbol here. When I think of what comes up for me emotionally, historically, personally, like, is the snake a fear symbol for you? Or is it a sacred one? Does the ocean mean freedom? Or being swallowed up by something huge? Jung believed that symbols are personal portals, and you've got to walk through yours, not someone else's. That's why it can be detrimental to look up dream symbolism before interpreting your own, or even after interpreting your own. Yes, your meaning and your takeaway may be so much different than what the internet or a book tells you. And then you completely miss the point, and we don't want that. Alright? So, next. Did anyone or did anything feel universal? We're talking about archetypes now, or character patterns. Jung's common archetypes include the hero, the shadow, the wise old woman or man, child, mother, trickster, lover, etc. So, for instance, a wise guide in your dream. It could be the wise old woman or man archetype, or a threatening pursuer might be the shadow, which represents your hidden fears, or a nurturing figure could be the mother archetype, and on and on and on and on, and on it goes. So make sure to see if your dream seems to cast someone in one of those roles, and then if you gave each major symbol or character a title or a role, what would it be? For example, the locked door is an opportunity I can't reach, or the flying car is my desire to escape, or the laughing clown is the trickster causing chaos. Does that make sense? Naming the symbol's role can help you understand what it really represents, and then this lets you interpret each symbol based on the feeling or idea that it evokes for you. Got it? And finally, did anything repeat or form a pattern? Because sometimes dreams have repetition, a number that appears twice, a color that dominates, or the same action that happens again and again and again and again and again. For example, seeing the color red throughout, it might symbolize passion or anger. Hearing 3 different songs about change could hammer in transformation. Repetition in dreams is the psyche's version of caps lock. That's your dream grabbing you by the metaphorical shoulders and going, hello, pay attention. Alright, so let's pause here again and take a moment to reflect so that I can remind you once again, that your dream symbols are yours. Your dream symbols are yours. Your dream symbols are yours. The most important meaning is the one that you feel, not what someone else tells you could be. It's what you feel. So if you dreamt of a key and you instantly thought, your apartment, that's your anchor. But if someone else dreamt of a key and they feel locked out of something in life, there you go. It's a totally different takeaway, okay? Same image, different soul blueprint. What works for one doesn't work for the other. Got it? Now, let's pivot to archetypes real quick. We're gonna go into them a little bit because I know they can be kind of difficult to understand, but dreams love to cast them. So some examples, as I've mentioned earlier, would be the child. The child would be your innocence, your vulnerability. There's also the shadow. We've talked about that a few times, but the shadow is what you've kept repressed. So fear, anger, desire, cringe, all of it, shadow. The trickster is chaos, disguised as a life lesson. Tricky. I have to think about that one. Tricky. And the wise guide, the wise old woman, the wise old man, is your higher self in a weird costume. And they're there to give you advice. So if you had someone, anyone, show up in your dream that felt bigger than life, like they carried a message or they radiated importance, then you might have just had a visit from an archetype. Does that make sense? Archetypes always get me a little bit, but yes. Also, furthermore, in addition, even the events you find ridiculous, yes, they do matter. If you dreamt of a giant banana split chasing you, it is never nonsense. That could be your psyche saying something that seems really sweet is actually out to get you. Or again, just like the pizza, maybe you're just hungry. But for the third and fourth and fifth and sixth time, it's your language. It's your symbols. No one else gets to decide for you. And once you take a second to really think about it, you will know. Okay? The bottom line, your dream is like a surreal film, written, directed, and starring you, but with symbols pulled from your soul, your memories, your wounds, your desires. Now, are you ready to tie it all together? Let us move into the grand finale, what it all means, the message behind the madness, the soul takeaway, the spiritual mic drop. You've got your setting, your cast, your symbols, and your emotional undercurrents. So let's ask the big question. What is your dream trying to tell you? What is your dream trying to tell you? Let's work it out together, okay? Grab your notes or grab your mind. Take a deep breath. And don't overthink. First, what has been going on in your life lately? Zoom out. Think about the past few days or weeks. What has been stressing you out, or lighting you up, or keeping you stuck? Dreams love to comment on your current state, but they always do it in metaphors. A dream of falling, maybe you've been feeling out of control. A dream of giving birth, maybe you're on the cusp of something new. So tell me, what's been going on for you? And what's been stressing you out? How about lighting you up? Noted, noted. Think about your dream now. If your dream had a message, what would that be? If you had to put it into a sentence, something like face your fears, or let go, stop answering texts from your ex, trust your intuition, something you might write on a sticky note and then put on your bathroom mirror, that sort of thing. What message or takeaway would you have for the dream? It's a really good one. That's a really, really good one. I like that. I kind of want to take it for my own, but I won't. Because your dream symbols are your dream symbols. Now, remember, in Jungian dream work, every person, creature, and force in the dream might represent a piece of you. So the monster may be your shadow. The wise stranger may be your inner guide. The crying child may be your younger self asking to be seen. So I really want you to ask yourself, what did this character or symbol want? And how does that reflect something inside you? It's a deep one. You're going deep with that one. So yes, character. How does it reflect something inside you? What does it symbolize? What do they want? We're definitely getting somewhere. And how do these characters reflect something inside you? Very good, very good. That's very good breakthrough. Did anything feel spiritual or kind of prophetic? Sometimes a dream doesn't always feel psychological, right? It feels like a download almost. So did something in your dream feel bigger than you? Like a sign, a guide, or maybe a sneak peek of what's to come? Because Jung believed that dreams could serve your soul's evolution, not just your ego's to-do list. So don't ever be afraid to read your dream like a cosmic postcard, because it can be. And I want you to give your dream a title now. Yes, turn that dream into a movie. Escape from the flaming maw of regret. The owl who told me to quit my job. Midnight subway to somewhere better. A title can capture the essence, and it makes your dream feel like the story that it truly is. Alright? So, can you give it a title? I love it. It's a great title. I'm watching that one. That was our step-by-step guide to translate and communicate what your dream is trying to say to you. It might feel foggy, or it might hit you like a lightning bolt. Both are valid. Both are valid. But if you received even a whisper of clarity, a feeling, a theme, that's your subconscious waving at you from the deep. Dreams do not always hand you your answers on a silver platter. Sometimes they wrap the message in riddles, throw a clown in for chaos, and then hope you'll dig to find the meaning. And guess what? You did. You just pulled off some Jungian level soul archaeology. You listen to your inner self, the one that speaks in symbols and emotions and bizarre pizza trees. I'm still starving. A real dream message usually doesn't stroke your ego, okay? It might challenge you, and probably it will surprise you. It asks you to feel something real. It never points fingers at other people. It always points you back to yourself. It might be saying, hey, something needs love here. Or hey, you're ready to grow. Or hey, it's time to let that shit go. Or maybe it's just saying, remember who you are. That's dream wisdom. If you made it this far, I am very proud of you. This wasn't just dream interpretation. This was dream integration. Now see if you can journal your takeaway and do one thing today that honors the message that you found. And if it still feels like a mystery, that's okay too. Dreams work on dream time, not real time, whatever real time is. But that just means that the meaning might hit you out of the blue next week in the shower. That's where they usually hit me, okay? So if it does, please let me know. And also, please drop your dream title or your weirdest symbol in the comments. I love reading them. They bring me a lot of joy, especially right now when I'm in recovery. And I also just really want to know if anyone else keeps dreaming about toilet seats, because I have 3 times this week, 3 days in a row. So let's get dreamy in the comments together. And don't forget to subscribe for more mystical chaos. There's more where that came from, especially as I get more and more healed. So until next time, sweet dreams. And don't forget, your psyche is a weirdo.